This is a part of my realm that often goes neglected. So this is the coolest area here. It's in the shade. It's still 25 degrees and it's 9 o'clock. So I'm just here hiding in the shade, pulling up some of these weeds. What do you think about global warming? I say bring it on. I don't think it's anything to do with humans myself. Think about the last ice age. Think about 5,000 years ago, that's when history started kicking off. Mesopotamia and all that. When it started warming up enough after the last ice age. And in the warmest place, that's when they started with modern civilization. And probably the Pharaoh was saying, we've got global warming, warming. Quick, build a pyramid to stop the global warming. And so what if it is global warming? What if it is getting hotter? What if the glaciers all melt and the ice caps melt and the sea rises and the prairie bed baskets of the world move up north? So what? It's all about movement, isn't it? You want everything to be staying still at one point. That's impossible. It's all about movement, isn't it? That's the name of the game. So that's one thing I never ever worry about, global warming. Because it's something I don't think we've got any influence on. Even if we open millions and millions of power stations. And what goes around comes around, doesn't it? Even if all that coal gets burnt, then it'll be like super tropical. Enough energy, sun energy on the earth to support 50 billion people. So what's the problem? Why are people worried all the time? We might not be there to see it. We're not important. And another thing, meaning of life. People worry about meaning of life. It's clear, it's obvious what the meaning of life is, isn't it? Go back to when the planet cooled down enough to support life. And the most basic form of life was like little pieces of protoplasm enveloping other pieces of protoplasm, doing the entropy trick, nicking energy off other things. And we're doing exactly the same. So all the time when I'm weeding this garden, the universe is gnawing at your body, nibbling off little bits of you. Molecules are falling off with you all over the shop. And your heat's rising up out of your head and getting sucked out into space. And so you've got to keep assimilating matter, because you're losing matter all the time. Every second you're getting smaller and smaller. So now and then you've got to assimilate some fresh matter. And that's the trick of life. Ultimately, whatever you do in life, whatever your job is, however you make a living, ultimately all you're doing is finding a way that you can assimilate matter that you've lost to the universe. So that's all life's about, assimilating fresh matter into your body. Pretty simple. And the little bit of you that's you, the ego, I think that plays quite a small part in the whole thing. That every single bit of your body's just evolved to help you assimilate fresh matter into the body. You might say, why then? Why do we bother then assimilating all that energy from other things, assimilating matter from other things, when we're all just stardust anyway and part of the universe? So what's the point in it all? Why didn't everything just remain as a big fireball of primordial energy? Why did it all blow out like it did? And why are we here? And why are we doing dog eat dog and planting plants and spending all our energy to get fresh energy from the universe, which we're already a part of anyway? Are we talking about a dictonomy here? Is that the right word? Well, the reason I think of the reason why it is how it is at the moment is just through a natural property of nature, and that's the fact that water exists between 0 and 100 degrees. And that's a pretty small scale if you think about it. If you think how hot it could be in the centre of a sun or a place like that, you get up to 20 billion degrees centigrade perhaps. So there's a long, big, massive scale there, but water just exists on this little tiny bit of the scale. See, this little tiny bit of the scale is what our reality is. A flame is a flame, a rock is a rock, and water. Water's a solution, isn't it? And maybe life's just a solution. Instead of doing something in a nuclear reactor, we're doing something with water. And it's water's way of expressing its essential... What is it? The water is expressing its essential quiddity, that's the word. And that's us. I'm just pulling out these ancient plants here. Can't remember what they're called. I'll put it down below what it is. But apparently, a lady in Canada, Elsie Joseph, says you can make tea out of it and it's quite healthy. And another thing you can do is dry it up, and then use it for really fine sandpaper. That's really fine sandpaper. It's got lots of silica in there. That's the prime objective, is to assimilate the energy. But as it says in the Bible, man cannot live by bread alone. And that means, because you've got a bit fancy in learning how to assimilate this energy, you've got a bit of extra capacity in your head. And you might start thinking you're a somebody. I'm mostly pulling out the sycamore shoots, millions of them here. And this stuff here, I don't know what it's called either. That's got nice purple flowers on it and it makes a good cover. And all these wild strawberries here, they've all self-sown from the birds probably. They're quite a satisfying weed to pull though, because they come out nice and easy. I just go with the flow, me. I do what people tell me to do. Emotiville tells me to make some chive vinegar, so I do it. And Allotment Dan says he finds doing the weeds in the evening when the sun's setting quite relaxing. So I do that because Dan told me to do it. Toodle pip.